What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Thomas Gallery, and today I want to talk about the distinguished artist. Now, what does that mean? I mean, excuse me, pardon me. I simply mean what distinguishes you as an artist? What is it about you that makes you stand out from amongst millions upon millions of artists of all genres? Okay, now I say that because even though, even though the art community is relatively small compared to the human population. Even though our numbers are small, our skills are high. Okay, our skill level is high and our demand is high, higher than people may think. Higher than people may think. And the question will be is, if you're an artist, new artist, old artist, whatever, the question is usually comes up a lot within our minds as artists. How do we stand out? How do we distinguish ourselves amongst the crowd? For instance, if you're a musician, people may say, well, there are a lot of singers, there are a lot of people that play instruments, a lot of dancers, so forth, so on. But what makes a person stand out? How can someone be picked out of a crowd and say, okay, this person is distinctive, this person is distinguished? How do we do that? And I've come down to a couple of things. I always say, okay, if everyone you know knows how to draw, in my case, if everyone you know knows how to sing, okay? But there's always that one or maybe two people that out of all the singers, out of all the dancers you know, there's like that some people for some reason people gravitate towards a particular person. Why is that? And for a number of reasons. It could be it could be just their presence. It can just be their delivery. It can just be maybe they have a certain. I don't want to say antic or gimmick. I don't want to make it sound trivial. Like if I say antic or gimmick, people may think, well, it's just they're just doing something extra. I don't want to give that impression. But there's something that person may do either, it may do externally, or they may have a certain way of doing something. It could be the way they do something that distinguishes them. Like if I'm playing a video game, right? Let's say I'm playing Assassin's Creed right now, and I do live streams for it, right? What I would say, okay, what is one thing that I like about the game that when someone comes to watch me stream, it doesn't sound like anybody else? Well, I like history. I'm a history buff. And the game is it takes historical events and put them in a kind of a fictional setting. Okay? You may deal with the French Revolution or the industrial period of Great Britain. You may deal with the 1700s in the colonies, the U.S. colonies. You may deal with the Renaissance, the Italian Renaissance. You may deal with the Crusades in the 11th and 12th century, in the 13th century. All those are actual historical events. Or you may deal with God of War. That deals with Greek mythology. I like Greek mythology. So when I'm streaming the game, I will give a historical aspect behind the game while I'm playing it. So I say all that to say, as an artist, I like to paint, I like to draw all that stuff. So what is it about me that can distinguish myself as an artist? What do I do? Well, like I said, I like history. So I may put a historical spin on something in my artwork, or I may put subliminal hints in my drawing that can allude to something greater. Okay? And when I do that, it makes the person have to look at the art, the painting, the drawing, whatever, another time, because they may see some, or if they ask me what is it about, I can give them some of the intricate details in the drawing or in the painting that makes them go back and look at it, and I would give them information that makes them research it. Okay, like I did a drawing years ago, and I did a homeless person sitting on the corner with his hand up in the cup, and people walking by him. I just did the legs of people walking by him. But the homeless person, here's the thing: the homeless person had a crown of thorns on their head, and I called it John 1:1. And I called it that because of people who know John 1:1. You know, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was made flesh, and it dwelled upon the people. You know, all that stuff. And the passage was pretty much talking about how people passing by others that they just simply dismiss, but they don't know that that person could be very important, right? So what if the homeless person was actually the savior, but you don't understand, you perceive it not, as it say. And he dwelled amongst his people in his own. He dwelled amongst his own, but his own perceived him not. Just he was amongst his own people, but his people didn't even recognize him, like homeless people. So when I draw that and I'd explain that, it makes somebody say, First of all, they're getting a biblical verse that they may not have heard of. They may not have heard the complete version. So they go back and say, well, I'm going to research that. They say, well, that's actually a very intelligent idea, because we, especially in America, bypass so many homeless people that we dismiss them so much. We don't care about their story. We don't even care about their background, how they got there, who were they in another life, right? So when I do that drawing, I should make it a painting. Actually, I did. It was a drawing, but I should make it a painting. I've been that in my head for a while. So I'm making a painting. Make that a painting. Remind me about that though. Make that a painting, okay? But that's the whole point. What is it about you that can distinguish you as an artist amongst the crowd? Do you take it from a historical perspective? Do you add some humor to it? It's abstract, whatever it is. But as an artist, you must find a way to distinguish yourself, to separate yourself from the crowd, to say, here I am as an artist. Not to downgrade anyone else, but you want to say, okay, here I am as an artist. Based on the merit of my work, here I am. This is what I bring to the table that is unlike anything or anyone else. Okay? And when you do that, people will seek you because they know, okay, this person brings a different perspective, a different style to their work that I don't see from anyone else. Okay? So that's all. That's simply it right there. Distinguishing yourself as an artist, making yourself stand out among the crowd. Okay? All right. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Catch y'all all later. Peace out.